Hi, I'm Eric Siegel with Kitbashed Survival, and today we're going to be checking out another grenade-style survival kit. This one is made by Holtzman Survival, and unlike the other grenade-style survival kits I've reviewed thus far, this one is actually shaped like a grenade. Pretty cool. And there's also a couple other things in the box, and we'll check those out as well. So first up, there's a thank you card from Holtzman's Guerrilla Survival, and on the back there's a coupon for a free gift. Then they've got the contents card, which has a picture of the contents as well as a listing of the contents as well. Then they've got this free gift, and I've seen these before. They're kind of neat. It's a credit card size knife. So let me open this up and I'll show you how it works. So it's a little card like that. There's the blade. So you twist this little lock, and that unlocks the blade. And then you fold this over like that. It clips in place. And just like that, you got yourself a little knife. So, you know, it's not bad. It's not great. You know, how good could it be? It's a credit card size knife. But the blade is sharp. You can shave with it. It's interesting that it has some jimping here and a little notch here for your finger so that you can get a good grip on it. So it's a pretty clever idea. You know, once again, not the best knife in the world, obviously, but it's a free gift, so, you know, it's okay. Now, I don't know if I'd want to keep this in my wallet, because I'd be afraid it would open up somehow and cut me in my ass, but it's still an interesting concept, and it's a free gift, so, you know, what else can you say about it? There's really nothing bad to say about it. It's just kind of a cool little curiosity. Now we come to the survival kit itself, which again is packaged like a real grenade. Kind of cool. It even has a pin right here, although you can't pull the pin or anything like that. But it does look kind of neat. Now there's a key ring here, there's a ferro rod here, and I can see a compass in the top there, but everything else, as far as I know, is encased inside a clear plastic globe that's on the inside here. Now, just like all grenade-style survival kits, once you open this thing up, you really can't get it back together. And so once we've checked it out, we're going to have to repackage it in some other container, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Now, the cordage in this kit is pretty generous. The card says it has around 45 feet of 550 paracord. And then in addition to that, it says there's another couple feet of thin orange paracord on the inside. So anyway, let's go ahead and undo all this paracord and see what's inside. Well, I can tell you this is not a good kit to have if you're in a hurry to get to the contents. This is taking quite a while. Boy, this thing is taking forever. Now, in all fairness, I think you can undo the ball section separately from these other sections, but I want to get the whole thing apart. And hopefully you're getting an idea of what I mean when I say once you get these things apart, it's really hard to get them back together, if not impossible. Unless you're an expert at weaving paracord, there's no way you're going to get this thing back together. But that's okay, we'll just repackage it into another container when we're done. Okay, here's the ferro rod, and it's connected to its own independent loop. Interesting. Okay, now we've got the top part disassembled, and now we're on to the main body of the kit, and you can see the compass is strapped to the top. Alright, and there's the kit that's inside, so set that aside for a moment and free our compass. There's the compass. Look at all this cord. So they say it's about 45 feet of cord. I believe it. You know, this stuff over here is pretty short in comparison, but still usable. And then over here, you've got the big bundle of it. Pretty nice. All right, so with the cord now out of the way, or most of it at least, we've got the ferro rod that's still on this loop of paracord. I'm going to go ahead and take it off. There we go. And then we've got our compass, which does work. And then the key ring and the kit. So let's go ahead and open the kit. It's got some vinyl tape around the outside. No doubt to give it a little bit of water protection. Make it a little bit waterproof. Or water resistant, I should say. It's a good bit of vinyl tape. Probably about 3 feet. We'll save that. And there we go. So let's dump all this out and see what we've got. So first up, we've got a Swiss Army knife knockoff. And as I've said in previous videos, I don't have a very high opinion of these because I'm a collector of Victorinox knives, and when I see something like this, I just cringe. And yeah, this thing's just garbage. I mean, look at that. Look at that play. It's ridiculous. It's got tweezers and a toothpick, but geez, this thing is horrible. I suppose it's better than nothing, but not much better than nothing. Then we've got some foil. I'm not going to unfold the whole thing, but it looks like a pretty good size thing of foil. Here's some orange paracord, and according to the card, there's 2 feet. Then we've got some fishing line, and according to the card, it's 30 feet of 12-pound test. We've got some jute twine to help make a fire. And the way you use this is you cut a little off and you fray it up so it gets all fuzzy, and it makes good tinder to start a fire. We've got a wire saw, and okay, I see what's going on here. So normally when you get these wire saws, there's loops at either end, but to save space or get it to fit in here easier, they don't have the loops, but there's one here and there's one here. So let's go ahead and put these on. And like that. So there it is. Just your basic wire saw. I doubt you'll be able to saw down a tree with this thing or anything of any good size, but you could probably use it to saw off a limb or something like that. I like how they kind of hid the rings in the kit. Then we've got one of these flashlights, got a little key ring on it. It's an LED. Press it like that for momentary action, and then it's got a switch if you want to keep it on long term. It's not the brightest thing in the world, but in a pinch, it'll do. Then we've got one of these little micro towels that you add some water to, and it expands out to a hand towel or something similar. And you could use this for a washcloth or as a bandage, or you could use it for tinder to make a fire. Then we've got one of these. Normally these are on paracord bracelets, but they did away with the paracord because obviously there's plenty of that in the kit already, and just kept this part. So there's a whistle right here, which is okay. It's not great, but it's okay. Then there's a little ferro rod here and a striker. Now, we've already got a ferro rod in the kit, so this is a little bit redundant, but you know, the whistle is good to have. And you do have a striker, which we didn't have when we first saw this. Then we've got a dog tag signal mirror that's inside a little package to keep it from getting scratched. Go ahead and open this up. Yeah, it's pretty reflective. Not bad at all. This could definitely do in a pinch. We've got a compact can opener. You've seen these before. Then we've got a little saw. This thing's teeny tiny. Look at that. But you know, it might be of some use. Then we've got a couple spools of tripwire or snare wire. Not bad. We've got 2 bobby pins. We've got a sewing needle. There's a razor blade here. We've got some thread to go along with the sewing needle. Then we've got this little bag that's got a couple of safety pins, 3 or 4 fishing hooks, 4 fishing weights, and it looks like a matched striker surface. We've got some butterfly closures, little first aid gear there. Then we've got 4 water purification tablets. This is great. I'm really glad they put this in the kit. And then we've got this little bundle here. Let's see. Yeah, there's a little foil, and then inside we've got 1, 2 storm matches, and then looks like 6 regular matches. And again, the striker surface for these matches is in this little Ziploc bag. Alright, so here's the entire contents of the kit. We've got the larger bundle of 550 paracord. This is probably the more useful bundle. Then we've got this little bundle of some shorter lengths. We've got the tinfoil, the really bad Swiss Army knife knockoff, the razor blade, the ferro rod striker and whistle combo, the compass, the snare wire and the trip wire, the butterfly closures, these storm matches, the regular matches, the jute twine, 2 bobby pins, 4 water purification tablets, the mini towel, the P38 can opener, the flashlight, the orange cordage, the dog tag signal mirror, the little saw, the big saw, the fishing line. Then we've got this little bag with safety pins, fishing hooks, fishing weights, and a matched striker surface, the large ferro rod, and then a needle and thread. And because we're going to be repacking this anyway, I'm going to go ahead and include the credit card knife that came with the kit. So we're going to repack this kit, but the big deciding factor here is going to be the cordage. There is so much of it, and it takes up so much space. You know, if we repacked the kit without the cordage, or with very little of it, we could probably get it all to fit in something like this, or maybe even something like this. But if we want to include the cordage, you know, we're going to have to go with something larger like this. And if we're going to go with this, well then, we might as well go all the way and try to add a space blanket and some other gear as well. And I think that's the way I'm leaning. So we're going to repack it in this larger container, and we're going to go all out and see what all we can fit in the kit when we repack it. So we're going to add a bunch of stuff to this kit and replace some of the contents as well. I don't think the final kit is going to bear much resemblance to the original kit, but this should be fun. We'll see what we can do. So here's the plan. I've cut down the original 550 paracord to 15 feet, which is a more reasonable size. We're going to get rid of the fake Swiss Army knife, and in its place, I've got a real Victorinox Classic. We're going to get rid of the ferro rod striker whistle combo tool, and also get rid of this ferro rod. And in its place, we'll put this much nicer Schrade ferro rod and striker. The compass here, I'm going to keep the compass, but get rid of this big space-wasting housing, so that we'll just have the compass by itself. I'm going to get rid of this small saw, and I might get rid of the wire saw as well if I need the space, because in place of those, I'm going to put a real knife, which is the Victorinox one-handed Trekker, and this has a very large, very nice saw on it. So if I can fit this in the kit, we won't need the saws over here. Although I may keep the wire saw, like I said, if there's space. Now I'm going to add a bunch of stuff as well. So we've got 4 water purification tablets over here. I'm going to double that to 8. I'm going to add a little piece of fat wood to help build a fire. I'm going to add 2 mini glow sticks. I always like to add those. I'm going to add a couple feet of duct tape. I'd like to add a tea light candle if I can, if we have space. This is a 1 liter Whirlpack stand-up water bag. And to go with the water bag, I've got a couple of Melita coffee filters. The razor blade and butterfly closures that were in the kit to begin with have been merged into this larger medical bag, which has several band-aids, some gauze, an alcohol wipe, some antibiotic ointment, and then a mini med kit that has 6 ibuprofens, 2 Benadryls, and 2 Imodiums. And then, like I said, the razor blade and the butterfly closures are in there as well. We're going to add a trick birthday candle, if we have space. Got a book of matches, a mini Bic lighter, a couple of zip ties, got a Jolly Rancher candy closed up in a little miniature Ziploc bag. We've got a space blanket. There's a lot of little stuff in this kit, and to contain that better once we repack it, I'm going to put a lot of it in this little plastic container here. It opens up like that, and that should help keep a lot of the little stuff from rolling around. And then if we have the space, I'm going to try to put in this Atomic Bear bivy sack. It's one of those emergency bivy sacks, and it has a whistle on the lanyard here. So hopefully we'll have space for this. That would be really nice. Another thing I'd like to add if we have space is this Aquamira Frontier emergency filter that'll filter up to 30 gallons of water. Now, of course, I'll take this out of the packaging before I put it in the kit, but yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff here, and I have no idea if it's all gonna fit. If I start to run low on space, I may have to ditch the bivy sack and or the water filter and or the wire saw. If I do get rid of the bivy sack, I'm gonna add this flat whistle so that we still have a whistle in the kit. So yeah, this is gonna be a real challenge. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, I got it all in there except for the credit card knife and the tea light candle, so not too bad, but I just remembered there's something else I'd like to add, and that is a pencil and some waterproof paper, and that shouldn't take up too much space, so I should be able to just barely squeeze it in there somewhere. And there we go. All right, we got it all in there except for the tea light candle and the credit card knife. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. And actually, there's a tiny bit of room to spare, so it's not completely jam-packed in there. It fits very nicely. So yeah, we started off with the grenade survival kit, and now we've got a repacked kit that is way better than what we started off with. And of course, it's in this nice tin, which is part of the kit because it can be used to boil water or cook some food or what have you. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm Eric Siegel. This is Kitbashed Survival, and I'll see you next time.